Hey guys, so in this video, we'll take a look at why Kirtland Lake Gold stock price dropped so much. But before that, let's get into Kirtland Lake Gold 2020 financials. Alright, so you can see that right now, Kirtland Lake Gold's market cap is around 8.7 billion in US dollars. Right, so you can see in 2020, their gold production is around 1.37 million ounces of gold and with all-in sustaining costs of around $800 per ounce. And then if we look at their revenue is 2.46 million, and that translates to cash flow from operation of 1.3 billion. And then the free cash flow is 733 million. Okay, now if we look at their price to sell ratio right now is 3.5 times. So that means the company is trading 3.5 times their revenue. And then their price to cash flow ratio is 6.7 times. So by looking at these two ratios, Kirtland Lake Gold looks pretty cheap. So basically you use these two ratios to compare with other gold producers. Right? And then if we look at their cash on hand is 847 million. And most importantly is that they have no debt. So now if we look at their production graph here, you can see that they've been increasing production right ever since 2016, and the main reason for this huge jump in production is contributed to the success of Fosterville and acquisition of Detour Gold mine, and that add a significant production to their production profile. And then if we look at their all-in sustaining costs, so you can see that ever since 2016 they have been reducing their all-in sustaining costs, right? Again, this is contributed to the success of Fosterville. And then you can see in 2020 their all-in sustaining cost has increased. The increase in all-in sustaining cost is due to the acquisition of Detour. So Detour is an open pit low grade mine that has a higher operating cost. So their all-in sustaining cost is above $1,000 for Detour. So that brings the overall cost up. So what makes Kirtland Lake Gold today is their three cornerstone assets. So you can see they have two mines in Canada and one mine in Australia, right? So in terms of jurisdiction wise, these are the best jurisdiction for mining. So you can see that for the Ontario mine, Macassa. So Macassa located in Canada, Ontario. So Macassa right now has a gold reserves of 2.3 million ounces. So this is the underground mine. And then you can see that in 2021 guidance for their production profile is 220,000 ounces to 255,000 ounces of gold in 2021. And then the cash cost for producing the gold is $450 to $470 per ounce. So they did not give us the all-in sustaining cost number for each mine individually. And then now if we look at their second mine in Ontario, Canada is Detour. So this is the mine that they just acquired last year. So you can see that they have a large reserve of 15.7 million ounces. So this is the open pit mine. Their 2021 guidance, production guidance is 680,000 ounces to 720,000 ounces of gold. And then their operating cash cost is around 580 to 600. And then we look at their last mine, which is Fosterville, that located in Australia. So this is one of their flagship mine, okay? So if you look at the current Fosterville, you can see that their reserve right now is at 1.9 million ounces, right? And then if you look at their 2021 guidance, you can see that they are projecting to produce about 400,000 ounces to 425,000 ounces of gold. And then their cash operating cost is around $230 to $250 per ounce. So let's take a look at Fosterville in more detail. So you can see that as I mentioned on my previous videos on Kirtland Lake Gold, my main concern about Kirtland Lake Gold is their Fosterville mine. So the one thing that concerning me about Fosterville is reserve depletion. So if we look at Fosterville, you can see the graph here. You can see that in 2020 to 2021, right? So last year, so they're still producing about 640,000 ounces of gold per year. And then starting this year, 2021 to 2023, you can see that they are reducing their production, right? So you can see that in 2021 is only producing 400 to 425,000 ounces of gold. And then the next 2 years, they are reducing their production again by a little bit. And I think the reason why they reduced the production number for the next 3 years is they want to reserve the production, right? So that's what I think they're trying to do. So like I said before, a lot of the value in Kirtland Lake Gold is in Fosterville, right? Like before the acquisition of Detour, right, Kirtland Lake Gold always has been trading a higher premium than peers. And the reason is that first, they are the lowest cost mine in the world, right? And then the second is, they are located in the tier 1 jurisdiction, right? So basically, like, they are the most profitable gold mining company in the world. So these are the reason why Kirtland Lake Gold was trading at a higher premium. And then a lot of the premium value is in Fosterville. I think that's the reason why you see a lot of the weakness in Kirtland Lake Gold, right? So that's why I think that's one of the reasons why like Kirtland Lake Gold stock is underperformed. Another reason for that is obviously the gold price, right? Like the gold price has been dropping, and then a lot of the gold producers are getting hammered. And now you can see how Kirtland Lake Gold's production profile for the next 3 years, right? So you can see the total gold production for 2021 is 1.3 million to 1.4 million ounces of gold. And then for 2021 to 2023, you can see that they are increasing production by a little bit, and this is mainly due to the increased production in Macassa. So they are expanding the Macassa mine. So you can see that in 2023 they are gonna produce about 400 to 425,000 ounces of gold. So even though Fosterville reduces production, you can see Macassa increases production, right? So this is kind of offset on Fosterville. So again, I just wanted to reiterate the point I wanted to make is that a lot of the value is in Fosterville, right? So the investor needs to think is what happened if, for example, so let's say Fosterville mine depleted, right? And then they close the mine. So what happened to Kirtland Lake Gold, right? So if that happens, alright, so this is just a hypothetical question. If that happens, they have Macassa and Detour, right? They're going to be a normal average producer, right? Okay, so you need to understand the variation. So right now Kirtland Lake Gold is trading around 8.7 billion US dollars. So they bought Detour Gold at last year at around 4.9 billion Canadian. So you can say they bought it at like 4 billion in US dollars, right? So when they bought the mine, gold price was around like 1,300, and then now gold price has increased a lot, right, ever since. So in order to value Detour mine, they're producing about 680 to 720,000 ounces of gold per year. Now you can value it at least maybe 5 to 6 billion US dollars, right? Let's say 6 billion. At current gold price, Detour Gold, based on the production number and the reserve number, Detour Gold is at least worth 6 billion US dollars. And then if we look at Macassa, so Macassa produces about 200,000 to 250,000 ounces of gold per year. And then they are expanding the production to around 400,000 ounces. So I say Macassa is worth at least 2 billion US dollars. Okay, so it's based on my understanding. All right, so it's my opinion. And then Detour is worth at least 6 billion. All right, so now if we add that together, so we have about 8 billion already, right? So if we look at their current market cap is around 8.7 billion. So basically right now Kirtland Lake Gold stock price is trading without Fosterville, right? Basically, so right now it's like you getting the Fosterville for free. Okay, that's how I see it. And yeah, so I think Kirtland Lake Gold is undervalued at current gold price environment around 1,800. Again, this is just my opinion.